everyone, and I'll just explain a little bit about Qigong, because I know some of you have practiced, some of you haven't, and if you haven't, it's fine, and if you have, it's fine. And I would say just be curious. I know many of you have worked with different kinds of energy. There's so many different practices like Reiki, yoga, etc. And even Qigong, there's hundreds of different styles of Qigong. And this particular style is called HQigong, and Hua means transformation or dissolving. So it's very much focused on healing, on transforming things like emotions, say anger, fear, into positive emotions. Energy can't be destroyed, it can only be transformed. So actually it brings us to a state where we can transform things into something that serves us well. So it's quite useful in that way. And I've been studying about 30 years with my teacher, and I just love this style of Qigong because it doesn't conflict with any either religion or philosophy or anything else. So when I've studied other things like yoga or other energy practices, I just find it very easy, because once you sense the energy, which we will do tonight, then you get a sense of this connection that we all have. And just explain a little bit about Qi and Gong. Qi is actually energy. It's the human energy. When our energy is flowing, then we're healthy. When it's blocked somewhere, then we get illness or pain. So the body is often actually a great barometer, and tells us, gives us hints if there are things wrong or not. And if we don't take those hints, things build up, and then we get in trouble. So if we can keep the energy flowing, and we're going to do something tonight to get the energy flowing again and connecting it to the other Qi, which is the universal Qi or energy. If you're religious and you believe in God, which is great, you can call it God. You can call it all that is. Oprah says all that is with a capital A, which is fine. Field of all possibilities. I like that term. Everything is there for us out in the universe, and the Qi is what keeps nature vibrant, thriving, alive, and keeps us alive. And we obviously, the breath keeps us alive, food keeps us alive, but something more important, even if we eat and breathe, we can't live forever. But if our Qi runs out, then we expire, as it were. So it's really important to keep it flowing. And the vision of Qigong, the big vision, is that you live your life, a healthy life, until its natural end, not die of illness or dis-ease. And I think that's a great vision to have, whether you do Qigong or any other energy practice. To live a longer life, but a healthy life as well. No point living the last few years, ill, which a lot of people have got used to doing these days. So we're going to get to the practice now, and just, I would say, follow me, and just sense the energy, sense what you feel, and we can have a Q&A later to discuss anything you want to know. But one of the main ideas and principles is that everything is a balance of opposites. So, light can't exist without darkness. Love can't exist without hate. And life is just about having a balance of all these energies. So Qigong helps to rebalance what is out of balance. If somebody, has extreme fatigue, then often it can give them energy. If someone has too much energy, too hyper, then it can calm them down. So just a quick story. I had a lady came to one of my classes once, and it was in a church on a cold floor, and she had her son there who's 2 years old. He was running around, and she said, my son never sleeps. And I couldn't, ask her to leave with her son. So I thought, let's leave him here, integrate. One of the Qigong principles is to integrate things into your life in a positive way. So anyway, he was there, 2 years old, running around. Anyway, after 5 minutes of practice, he was asleep around her feet, wrapped around her feet. She couldn't believe it. And, I'm always surprised by how the Qi, does us rather than us doing the Qi. So we're going to start together, and just start with a little bit of shaking. Unfortunately, the screen looks tiny, so I can see myself from a distance. So I'm just going to do the practice and assume you can see the screen okay. So shaking any heaviness off the body. So shaking is a really important part of the Qigong practice because it releases any heaviness, any stuck feeling down to earth. So you can just shake through the whole body and bend the knees, drop everything down to earth. And the earth is the heavy element. So in Qigong terms, it's the yin element. Heaven is yang, pure element. So it's like the energy, light, healing, always coming down through the body into the earth. So we're reorganizing the body's energy system. Often too much heavy energy tends to be up here. So we want to drop everything down. And especially if you work on things like computers a lot, need to move the fingers, keep them flexible. And the fingers relate to all the internal organs. They relate to the senses. And the knuckles, if I hold them like this, relate to the spine. These are all the vertebrae. So by shaking the fingers, you're getting the energy to the extremities. And then also shaking the legs. You can just shake one leg, empty it down to earth. Shake the other leg, empty it down to earth. And standing, the feet parallel, width of the shoulders. Just separate the fingers, rest the hands in front of the body, and just slightly bend the knees. So a soft bend, we call it. If you straighten the knees first, bend the knees, then come halfway. That's a soft bend. Sometimes we tend to either bend the knees too much, so it's kind of a bit rigid, or we keep the knees locked. So if you straighten the knees first, bend halfway, that's the right way. Sense the feet into the earth. So the shaking is like reorganizing all the energy system down to earth. First part. And when you stand like this, if you feel somewhere is still a bit heavy, not quite worked out, you just follow and shake more. So shaking can continue for quite a while and releases a lot from the body. I know that, when animals have trauma or children, immediately they shake. Say a child is in an accident, as soon as the accident happens, they shake it off. But as adults, we tend to hold things in. So naturally, animals will shake, children will shake. And as an adult, shake it out. So next part is strengthening the body. So just coming up with the hands, just slapping the head. So just follow me and just sense what you feel. Slapping the head is partly like waking up any part of the body that's become a bit lazy, but also strengthening the body. Back of the shoulders, top of the shoulders, lower back. This part is a bit lazy. We tend to sit on it, so just slap this. Hips, legs, bend down, feet, come up again, head, back of the head, back of the shoulders, shoulders, lower back. And joints like the hips, which are quite big and tend to cause problems, you can do more slapping here and harder slapping. So it's like you're waking up the hips, reminding the hips and the lower back that they belong to you and you want them to work well. Outside of the legs, feet, come up once more, head, back of the head, back of the shoulders, lower back, feet, come up again, push down. Again, with the slapping, just sense the effect. You might feel the body is a bit buzzing. That's quite good. Sense. And If you feel anywhere else needs slapping, sometimes the shoulders tends to carry quite a lot of stress, so you can do extra slapping wherever is needed. Have a pause, hands down to the feet. Then the purifying part is you put the hands, fingers together, keep the thumb out, cleaning from the front of the head to the back of the head, back of the neck, front, lower back, down the hips, down the legs to the feet. Shake off. It's like you're collecting the dust off the body. This one is very good for clearing also any stagnation, any stuck feeling, as if you're taking a layer off the body each time. So the body can actually feel thinner, cleaner. Sometimes at the end of the day, after traveling on the underground or commuting, you might feel it's like picking up stuff. So just cleaning the whole energy system. Shake off. And then we're going to do some standing, and standing on the earth. If you look at the t-shirt, this is quite a good state of energy where all the heavy element is down to earth. When the heavy element is down to earth, the body becomes clear, empty, mind also uplifted, or clarity in the mind. So this is a good state. So often this part of energy is up here. We think a lot, worry. So in Qigong, we're going to get everything down to earth, clear the body, mind becomes clear. It's like this is a natural state, which is a healthy, organized state. So standing, the feet parallel, width of the shoulders, knees slightly bent. Just gently bend the knees. Open the hands, fingers, come up, come down the back, front. Just rest the hands in front. Imagine the hands searching for the feet. The knees are slightly bent, standing on the earth. So this part, you just close the eyes a few moments. Follow me in your own way. Adjust the body down to earth. Just sense as if the feet melting into the earth. The center of the feet opening down to earth. Chinese medicine books, they call it the bubbling spring in the center of the feet. Imagine the gate of the bubbling spring opening, dropping everything down to earth. So mentally put the attention on the feet. They can feel quite heavy, hot or cold, don't worry about that. Dropping through the feet, reach the center of the earth, long way down. Then the energy has to come back to the body. So the coming back is the body absorbing from the earth, being nourished by the earth. So the Qigong, when we connect with the earth, we're releasing and absorbing, which is strengthening to the physical body. If you have any shaking, you just follow. Sometimes when you're standing, the body wants to release more, you just let it go. But make sure we don't hold anywhere too rigidly. Just adjust and soften up everywhere. Something to mention on the breathing is, in the beginning, we breathe out from the mouth, just smoothly out from the mouth, in through the nose. Out from the mouth, in through the nose. When we breathe in, it's fresh air breathed in. Breathing out is stuffy air. Often when we're a bit ill or have stuck energy, When you breathe out, it's like clearing this energy out. You're purifying the blood, bringing in, oxygenating the blood, clearing any stuck feeling. So just remind yourself to breathe naturally like this. Think of the feet again into the earth, dropping down to the center of the earth. Mentally reach the center. Center is a few miles or kilometers down, so it's a long way down. But when you reach the center, the energy can come back quite quickly to the body, absorbed into the body. One more time, feet opening to the earth. Drop down to the center. Energy returning to the body. Almost like a tree absorbing nutrition, water from the earth. So feel quite solid when you're standing here. Sometimes standing can be quite tiring. In Qigong terms, the more you stand, so in martial arts, they do a lot of standing, the more strengthening to the body. Move the fingers, become clearer. Shake off. So when you stand for a while, maybe the fingers might feel heavy, just shake it off. The feet also shake off from the legs. So going from the physical and reorganizing the energy, we'll go through the self-healing form. So back to the standing, hands separate the fingers, push down to the feet, down to earth, come up to the front, fingers point to the middle of the chest, open as far as you can, the chest. Imagine going through the walls in your home. Up into the heaven, through the ceiling, connecting with the heaven. The fingers slightly bent on the tips, as if you can catch something on the fingertips. Then coming down the back of the head without touching the body, front, lower back, down to the feet, outside of the legs, turn, come up the inside. Pause at the chest just for a moment. Imagine the fingers reaching the spine, opening, extending. Arms coming up. Look up. You can shake the back of the head, shake any tension off the back, breathe in deeply through the nose, like breathing into the brain, clearing the head. Coming down the back, front. So this is, if you like, pushing down through the legs, reorganizing the body's energy system. We're coming up the front, opening the whole front part, the more delicate part of the body, connecting with the heaven, and then pushing the heavy element to the back. Front for a moment, lower back, outside of the legs, feet, into the earth. And then the movement can continue. You can just continue for a while. Allow the hands to move around the body. So always up the inside, down the back, or the outside. You can just follow me initially. So very simple movement and very natural and very effective. Reorganizing the system. Once more, This time coming down, don't have to bend down, just push down to the feet. And we can break the movement down for the legs to strengthen the legs, for the arms. This evening we'll just do the arms. So have the hands in front, right to the left hand. Come up the inside without touching to the shoulder, down the outside. So we're moving the energy up the inside, down the outside. Most of the meridians or channels come down through the arms, through the shoulders. So in a way, we're clearing these meridians or channels coming down. So movement is an important part of the Qigong. Stillness is an important part, and often in the movement it can become quite graceful, slow, and in the stillness there's a lot of movement internally and through the body. So the two aspects are quite important as well. Okay, then just from the shoulder down to the hand, shoulder to the hand, shoulder to the hand. Then separate the hands in front. So we're now going to connect more with the earth and with the heaven. When we connect up with the Qi field around us, heavenly energy here, earth's energy, the energy can come through the body. It goes to any weak areas, any illness we may have, the energy knows where to go. So one thing about Qigong, you don't need to focus on the problem area. So if you're a bit weak and you're sitting down, you can still do this in a more gentle way. And we focus on the empty state and the connected state. In those states, then a lot of healing can happen, reorganizing and mental clarity, inspiration, lots of other things. So we're just going to start this again. So slowly coming up the middle, open. And when the arms come up this time, think of the spine extending all the way to the hands, which actually the spine is connected with the hands. But sometimes we come out from the shoulders. So imagine we're extending from the spine up, and a bit easier to hold the arms in a higher position. You can re-step, empty the arms into the legs. So we want to sense this energy coming through the body, from the heaven down, through the arms, through the legs. If you feel tired in the beginning, just join the hands here, do some stretching. But often when we feel tired, it's good not to give up. It's like you build up the energy and gradually you can work through the arms, through the legs. Open again. So the fingers slightly bent, as if you can dip into the heaven with the fingers. The more we go up, the more we go down to earth. It's like the body extending up and down. And this is a very simple one we'll do this evening, just to give you an idea of this connection. So if you drop the left arm, close the fingers on the left, and the arm just melts together with the body. Focus on the right. Index finger can be a little straighter, as if you're really connected into the sky. Just do a bit of stretching if you need to, opening, but not to give up. Just keep it up for now. It'll become easier and easier. So right arm emptying into the right leg. Left arm dissolved away. Then we're going to drop the right slowly. As you do, the left comes up like a seesaw. One down, one up. Close the fingers on the right. Right arm dissolves into the body. Left arm up. You can empty the left into the left leg. Arm as if there's a hollow tube through the arm, through the leg. And all the chi, light coming through the left side. If you feel a bit tired, just stretch a bit, don't give up yet. Open, you can move as if the fingers searching for the light on the fingertips. The energy is always there, actually. So Qigong will just learn to connect with it in a very simple and efficient way. Slowly drop the left, close the fingers, the right coming up into the heaven. This time, close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you focus on your own practice. You don't have to think of me, think of other people. Just sense the arm really dissolving, emptying into the leg. The body feels less important. You're connected with the heaven, hand, connected with the foot into the earth, in between, like a tube of light, empty. As if the fingers absorbing the light, the foot into the earth, the body becoming insubstantial. Keep the breathing regular and put a smile on the face. Just notice when you smile, it becomes easier. But just take things lightly in Qigong. Never take anything too seriously. Just check the knees are slightly bent. Left arm dissolved into the body. And slowly we're going to drop the right. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the left coming up. Feels much longer, straighter. Keep the right melted together with the body. Left arm feels much longer. Into the left leg. Right side dissolved away. Smile on the face. So when we connect like this with the energy, we allow the energy to do its work. The Qi actually has an intelligence. Our part is to connect with it, let it work on the body, let it reorganize the energy system, let it heal. Sometimes things can change very quickly, dramatically in our health when we connect with the energy. Slowly you drop the left. As you do, the right coming up. Twice as long, twice as straight. Through the ceiling, left side melts away. Feel the right hand through the ceiling, through the roof. The right foot, such a long way down. Arm straight, empty into the leg. Feels it's becoming more and more effortless. The beginning might have felt a bit heavy or stuck. If it still feels uncomfortable, just stretch a bit, open. But gradually, when the arm empties into the leg, everything becomes clearer and feel more supported, as if the hand is just hanging down from the heaven. The foot solid into the earth. Slowly drop the right, left naturally coming up, twice as far, twice as long, right side melted away. Feel the arm very straight, empty. In Qigong terms, when we say empty, means also full of light, energy, flow. Often the body is a bit squashed physically, and in Qigong we just focus on the space in the body. When the energy can flow through the space, then many things can be cleared. It doesn't feel like an effort to hold the arm up. Slowly drop left, right coming up. Last time, right arm up, left arm, close the fingers, melt together with the body, right arm through the roof. Feel much taller. So this also helping the spine, helping our posture. You can feel the tailbone extending down to earth, head floated up slightly. It's like releasing from the spine also. Last time, drop the right, left coming up. Right dissolves together with the body. Left through the roof. It's quite good if we can switch off on the body as we normally see it. And now just the left arm into the left leg, empty. Right arm melted together with the body. This time drop the left, the right stays down. So both arms, close the fingers, melt into the legs. Feel like the arms, the legs melt together. Whole body feels it can dissolve together. Anywhere that was left out of the meditation, now unified. Head to the feet, like two smooth lines. Breathing naturally, just sense the feet into the earth. So even just standing like this, the energy still coming down like a shower of light through the body, washing through the feet into the earth. Feet also absorbing from the earth. So absorbing means building up our physical strength, often stored in the kidneys. We call it the Qing energy, the physical energy. Smile on the face to the kidneys. So we can start finishing this part. Make a fist with the hands squeezed together. Breathe in deeply. Open. Breathe out. Just shake off anywhere through the standing that becomes a bit heavy, rigid. Gradually, we'll notice the body becoming a lot softer and easier. So that's quite good exercise to get the energy coming through the body, connecting heavenly energy with the earth's energy. The body is just in the middle. So we're allowing the energy to flow through and can strengthen, reorganize, and also clear a lot of stuck feelings. So we'll just do something else to sense the energy in our lower abdomen. In Chinese, called the dantian, this area. So this is where we tend to store our energy internally. So you can just follow me as well. Right or left hand, doesn't matter which one. Come out, come back to the middle, come out, back to the middle, come out. It's like we're gathering any energy, scattered energy, or depleted energy back to the center. Just allow the hands to go out. And then 2 hands lined up in the middle. One hand coming out, coming down the middle, like pushing the other one out. Gather energy back to the middle, to the center. So both hands lined up. If you look, one hand coming out, down the middle, the other one pushed out. Once more each side. Then come back. Then the 2 hands can rest just below the belly button. Ladies, right hand on the inside. Close the fingers. And men, left hand on the inside. Ladies, right hand, men, left. And just rest the hands, one inside the other, just below the belly button. This area we call the dantian. And this area is where naturally children breathe. We used to breathe when we're really kind of relaxed, and sometimes we forget to breathe here. So one good way to activate it is you press down gently, breathe out. Breathe in, the dantian fills out. Press down, breathe out. Breathe in, it fills up. Press down, breathe out. And then allow the breath to just continue here. Just close the eyes gently. Smile on the face, take it. Sense the warmth building up in this area. When the hands are here and we've gathered the energy here, it's like a ball of light in the center of the dantian, our main energy center. So in Qigong, often when we practice, we're building up our internal store of energy. When internally the energy is well stored, then either we can prevent illness, or if we are ill, we can recover quickly. And we can transform illness as well. This area has a lot of healing power, especially for the lower parts, the internal organs, the intestine, where we absorb the food, liver, gallbladder, spleen, sexual organs. You sense the warmth just building up here and gradually can be absorbed deep in the center. In some Qigong books, it's like having a baby here, cultivating, taking care of our energy like you would if you had a child baby in here. So rather than deplete it, ignore it, we just become more sensitive, aware of it. Sense the breathing down here, sense the warmth. Smile on the face and take that a step further. When you smile, every cell in the body is smiling. Every cell smiling, you feel brighter, you feel lighter. Sense the warmth deep into the center, as if the ball of light becomes tiny like an atom, tiny size in the center, dissolving the warmth down to a tiny pearl or atom, reaches the center, then it's absorbed into the body. We can feel it internally. Gradually press down gently this area. Press down is you just concentrate further and detach, just gradually. Hands can come away. Move the fingers. Finishing form is just pushing down to the feet, coming up in front, the back, front, lower back, bend down, and come up in front. So this is more strengthening to the legs, to the physical body. You're going the same way as we did earlier, but the arms just come up in front. Once more. Then, without bending down, push down to the feet, come up again, back, push down to the feet. Move the fingers. So sometimes if you're starting off with Qigong, the body might feel quite tired. And it's because sometimes we're physically doing the practice. Sometimes the Qi is, if you like, being absorbed into the body, and it takes some time, if we have tension, to dissolve it. So in the beginning we might feel tired. It's not a bad thing. Don't worry about that. So when we finish, you can just clear anything that still feels a bit stuck or heavy. You can clean it off, and especially the head, front to the back of the head. This is very good also for clearing migraines, headaches. You just push the heavy element front to the back. We did that with the arms, front to the back. It's like everything to its right place. Definitely with the face, often we have quite a lot of tension in the face, anxiety. So quite a good exercise also, just rub the hands together. We'll do something for the face and the worry. Just clean off from the face. It's like taking dust off or taking a mask off. Sometimes we wear a mask to work or with certain friends. No need, just clean it off. Be yourself. Just feel the face quite luminous, bright. Then the division between the hair and the face, clean that. This is very good for clearing also headaches. The division between the hair and the face, and behind the ears also. And then a few times push front to the back. So when you finish, just stand, sense how you feel the body, the difference between the beginning, the end, and just notice, hopefully feel quite grounded, centered, and more connected from the head to the feet. So Qigong is really about, if you like, reconnecting to yourself on a deeper level, reconnecting to this Qi field that's always around us. And there are so many aspects of the practice, like the food you eat obviously has different energies. Broccoli, steamed broccoli will have different energy to pork chop. So you start learning about the energy of food, of people, of the environment, of the cosmos. So we're going to start a Qigong membership starting in February, and I will send everybody some information on that. There'll be a couple of sessions, live sessions a month, going through the different aspects of the practice for self-healing, for inspiration, creativity, and so that's it. I'm going to open up the lines. Actually, I'll just leave you with something that my friend Margaret, who went to China a few years ago, she met a Qigong master and asked him, what's the most important thing about the practice? And he said, always keep a smile in your heart. So I think Qigong is also about, how we live our lives. It's not just about physically doing exercises, it's our attitude. And one of the things I've learned is, when things are difficult, just think, smile in your heart, whole body smiling, and look at the positive in every situation. That's a big lesson I've learned from some of my teachers, is to look at everything in a positive way. And then, life brings us more. So I'm going to unmute now, and we can have a chat and see if you have any questions. And you're welcome to talk and just ask anything. Let me see here. So I think are you unmuted? Actually, unmute all. Okay, so I've unmuted all of you. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to explain more. And just see if your mic is on. If you don't have any, yeah. Anyone have?
Yeah, Ali, is Adina. When this was my first time, so it's a really nice. It felt like my body was really heavy, as you said, and then it got much lighter. Raising your arm towards the end, it was so much easier to do. And then when we put the hand above, just below the belly button, I got so hot. I was literally, my face was sweating. Is that what happens?
Well, it can be. I mean, I do one-to-one sessions. I've got somebody I work with who he's always cold. He's never really felt the warmth, and I get quite frustrated. So I realized that everybody's different, but warmth is what we should feel there. And in the Chinese medicine books, there's a fire there with a cauldron, like cooking. There's something cooking there, and that's what you should feel, the heat. If you're sweating, that's not a bad thing. It's kind of burning away, maybe cold, illness, damp, like you're cooking something, and then it needs to cook. It's very good if you feel the heat there. That's a good sign.
Wow. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions? It's quite hard to summarize, Qigong in such a short time. But every time when we have this membership, we're gonna do obviously a different kind of session. Some of them focused on strengthening the spine, some of them on mental clarity, on switching off the mind. But in a simple session like tonight, you should notice the mind a bit more still, the feet a bit bigger, heavier, connected to the earth, becoming more present. So there's a lot of things that we might notice, quite subtle things. And sometimes we don't even notice, but other people notice. And I came to Qigong not from illness. And, it's just had such a difference, made such a difference in my life in so many areas. But I say the main thing maybe is just the way I look at the world and life. If we have a positive attitude, I believe, then, positive things, come to us more. But we need to, keep our energy clear, clean, raise our vibration. This is something that Qigong really can help to do. So I'm sure there must be other questions. Don't be shy. I think your cameras are off, most of you. So just ask away or put something in the chat. Let me see if there's something in the chat. Chat. Okay, no, nobody in the chat. So any questions anyone else has?
Well, I might ask another question. So
Yeah.
would you do what we just did today? Would you do that on a regular basis every day to clear your energy?
That's a good question. I'd say something that I do every day for sure is the grounding. You know, so mornings, it's very good to do that very short practice of dropping everything to the earth, closing the eyes, connect the body with the earth. And then the energy gets more centered in the body. So when you go much day, you know, you can handle things more easily. Often we tend to get up too quickly, do things too quickly, and like somebody put it very well. He said, if you don't prepare for the day, you know, the day has you. You know, once you're out the door, you're done. So practice something before you go. One could be the grounding, shaking, movement, maybe a little bit of the form. Doesn't have to be a lot, but some movement, some stillness, your energy is more centered, then you can handle things much more easily. I'm sure we've seen people, you know, on the tube completely, you know, frazzled within minutes or angry. You know, hopefully we don't get like that. And gradually you refine your energy more and more. And then you feel you want to do the practice because it benefits, you know, your life in different ways. So that's in the mornings, I'd say, definitely some grounding preparation. And at night, the other way around, some calming, gathering the energy, calming the heart. There's a lot of practices, different practices to do at different times. And then there's things you can do in the office, you know, for the spine, for posture. And but I'll send everyone a bit more information. There's a YouTube channel with lots of, you know, free videos on, you know, energy in the office, how to start the day well, etc. And yeah, so that's a good question.
Yeah, I would definitely introduce it to a friend of mine who's going through a bit of a hard time through a divorce, and she has this constant shoulder and neck pain, and I'm absolutely sure that is due to the stress of everything that is happening, and probably, you know, cleansing it through would really benefit her.
Definitely. Shoulder and neck, you know, that's quite normal. The spine, you know, the spine supports the body. We tend to carry the stress here. So for her, you know, some very simple, you know, you have to physically release it. So slapping, cleaning off, clearing, and then some things for the spine. But yeah, it would really definitely benefit her because the body tends to hold the stress and tension. And then unfortunately, if it's not released, it transforms into something a bit more serious. Let me just see if there's a comment here. I think there might be a chat. Let me see. Okay, good. That's nice. Thanks, Amma. Nice to see you all. Look, so thank you for coming on. I know there were about 30 people or more who were booked, but I think a lot of them want to get the recording. So I'm just going to send the recording to all of you who came on, who didn't come on. And I couldn't see everyone who came on anyway. So thank you for joining. And if you want to become, you know, a member, do some regular practice, you know, it does work well, you know, online. Some people say, oh, no, I want to come to a class. You know, there are classes. There's a retreat in Sardinia. There's workshops coming up. But I teach Sardinia online and it works really well. So if you want to, you know, improve your health, take it a stage further, then I'll send all the details through. So thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you all soon. Let me just see any other comments. Yep.